Good morning, students. Today we are going to see chapter 3, playing with numbers, continuation of chapter 3. So I think you have learned all the definition part and basics of chapter 3. The introduction part we have seen in the last sessions. So I think you remember all the definitions. So let's see some of the problems, some exercise problems shall we see. Now let's begin the session. Okay, let's start. So what is the first question here in this session? It's a continuation of the last session. Okay. So give three pair of prime numbers whose difference is 2. So what is the question? Give three pair. We want to write three pair of prime numbers. And when you subtract the two prime numbers, the answer should be 2. The difference should be 2. And they have given on remark. What is it remark? Two prime numbers whose difference is 2 are called twin primes. So when we take two prime numbers and when we subtract that number, the answer, if we are getting the answer 2, then that prime numbers are known as twin primes. This is a remark they have given in the questions. So this one they can ask it for 1 mark question. Two prime numbers whose difference is 2 are called dash. Fill in the blanks. You can get 1 mark question. So when you take two prime numbers and when you subtract that two prime numbers, when the answer you get the difference or the answer is 2 means that number, the prime numbers are called as twin primes. This you have to keep in mind, children. So now come to the point. Give pairs. Give three pairs of prime numbers whose difference is 2. So we want to find three pair of prime numbers. And when you subtract the two prime numbers, answer should be 2. Now let's see the solution. So here first we'll start. Okay, 2 and 3 are the beginning of prime numbers, right? 2 and 3. Next only you will get 5 and 7. So 3 minus 2, are you getting the answer 2? No, you are getting the answer as 1. So we cannot write that pair. So now check for the next pair. So 5 and 7. So check it. 7 minus 5. What is the answer you are getting? 2. What is the difference you are getting? 2. So we can write the first pair as 5 and 7. And you can write any pair of prime numbers you can write, children, but only the condition is the difference. When you subtract, the answer should be 2. So here I have taken the next number as 17 and 19. So 19 minus 17. Check it. The answer is 2. So we can write 17 and 19 also the second pair. Now the third one. I have taken here 41 and 43. So 43 minus 41, you are getting the answer 2. So what are the three pair of prime numbers we got here? 5 and 7, 17 and 19, then 41 and 43. You can write any set of any pair you can write, no problem. But what is the condition? The difference of that number should be 2. So you can write any pair of prime numbers, but the difference should be 2. Is it clear, children? Let's see the next problem. Which of the following numbers are prime? So from this we want to find which of the following numbers are prime. What is prime number, children? The prime number will have only two factors, 1 and the number itself. So keep in mind the definition. So the first question is 23. So for 23 you know it's a prime number, right? So it will have only two factors. What are the two factors? 1 and the number itself. So 1 and 1 into 23, you are getting the answer 23. So what are the pairs? 1 comma 23. So you have only two factors. So we can say that 23 is a prime number. 23 is a prime number. So this step you don't want to write because since for your understanding I have written this step. Okay, so 23 on seeing itself, you know, it's a prime number, right? So directly you can write 23 is a prime number. If you want, you can check it like this. Next one, 51. 51. So check it, 51 divided by 3. Whether it is divisible? Yes, it is divisible, right? 51 divided by 3 is divisible. So 3 into 17, what answer you are getting? 51. 3 into 17, what answer you are getting? 51. Then you have 3, 17, one factor, one set of factors, 3 and 17. Next one, 51, 1 into 51, 1 and the number itself. So here how many factors 51 has? 1, 3, 17, 51. So it has more than 2 factors. So it is not a prime number. So it is not a prime number. So it is easy to find out, children. I'll say easy step. You know the prime numbers, right? So on seeing itself, you can write for the prime numbers that it's a prime number. When you have any doubt, first you want to divide and see with 2. So it is not divisible by 2, then check it for 3. Divide by 3. If it is here 51, you check it for 2 first, whether it is divisible or not. It's not divisible, right? Then check it for 3. So immediately you will get the answer. When you get the remainder 0, so we can find out that 3 is a factor. Then you will get one quotient number, right? So 3 into that number, the answer is 51. So on that itself, we can find out that 51 is not a prime number. Okay. For some problems, you can use this trick. Easily you can find the answer. Okay, is it clear, children? So, what is prime numbers? Prime numbers means it will have only 2 factors, 1 and the number itself. So, if any number is having more than 2 factors, then it is not a prime number. Now, let's see the next problem. Next question. Express each of the following numbers are as the sum of 3 odd primes. So, one more time I will read the question. Express each of the following numbers as the sum of 3 odd primes. 3 odd, this you have to keep in mind, 3 odd pairs. So here first question is 21. You want to write the sum. When you add 3 numbers, you want to get the answer 21. When you add 3 numbers, you want to get the answer 21. But what is the condition given? It should be, the 3 number should be odd number and also a prime number. Okay, so you want to write 3 numbers. When you add the 3 numbers, you should get the answer 21. But what is the condition given? The 3 numbers should be odd numbers and also a prime numbers. So 2 is a even prime number. So leave 2. You don't want to think about 2 because 2 is a even prime number. So we leave that. Now odd number. Odd number starts from 3, right? So write 3 plus next odd number is 5. So 3 plus 5, 8, right? 8. So you got the answer 8. Now 8 plus what number? You will get the answer 21. 8 plus what number? You will get the 8 plus what number? You will get the answer 21. So easy method you can do it. 21 minus 8. 21 minus 8. You will get one number, right? 13. You are getting the answer 13. Then check whether 13 is a prime number or not. Yes, it's a prime number and also it is an odd number. So you can write 13. So you can write any pair of odd prime numbers. Okay, this is for example I have written 3, 5 and 13. You can write any pair. You can write any pair of 3 numbers. But it should be an odd number and also it should be a prime number. Okay, that is your wish. You can use any method and you can find out the 3 numbers. But the 3 numbers should be odd number and the prime number. So for the second question I have written here 2 answers. 2 answers also correct. So for the example, if I give a homework, some children will be writing 3 plus 5 plus 23. So it is also a correct answer. And some will be writing 7 plus 11 plus 13. This is also a correct answer. Why? Because 3 is a prime number and also an odd number. 5 is a prime number and also an odd number. And 23 is a prime number and also an odd number. So it's a correct answer, right? When you add these three numbers, you are getting the answer 31. So it's a correct answer. So some students will be writing 7 plus 11 plus 13. So this is also correct. Why? Because 7 is an odd number and also a prime number. 11 is a prime number and also an odd number. 13 is also a prime number and an odd number. So when you add these three numbers, you get a set of numbers. But what is the condition? It should be a odd. It should be the odd prime numbers. Only that is a condition. So here for example, I have given the three numbers. You can choose your own three odd prime numbers. Okay, only condition when you add the three numbers you should get the answer, and you have to check whether it is an odd number or prime number. Now let's see the next problem. Write 4 pair of prime numbers less than 20 whose sum is divisible by 5. So you want to write 4 pair. You want to find out 4 pair of prime numbers less than 20. The 4 pair should be a prime numbers and it should be less than 20. That number should be less than 20, and when you add the two numbers you will get to an answer, right? When you add the two numbers you will get to an answer. That answer should be divisible by 5. That is a condition. Okay, now understood the question? If you want, I'll explain one more time. You want to find 4 pair of prime numbers, and that prime number should be less than 20. That number should be less than 20. So the two numbers, we can take 2 and 3. So when you add 2 and 3, what is the answer you are getting? 2 plus 3. You are getting the answer 5. For example, you are getting the answer 5. So 5, whether it is divisible by 5, 5 divided by 5, whether you are getting the remainder as 0? Yes, you are getting the remainder as 0. So 2 and 3 are the, we got the first pair as 2 and 3. So what is the condition? That number should be less than 20 whose sum is divisible by 5. Their answer, when you add the two numbers, you are getting one answer. That answer should be divisible by 5. Okay, so let's see the first pair. So first pair I have taken 2 and 3. So 2 is a prime number and 3 is also a prime number. Now check it. 2 plus 3. What is the answer you are getting? 5. So 5 is divisible by 5. 5 is divisible by 5, right? So 5 divided by 5, you are getting the remainder as 0. So the answer is correct. So 2 and 3 are the first pair. Then what is the second pair? I have taken 3 and 7. I have taken 3 and 7. So 3 plus 7, you are getting the answer 10. 10 divided by 5, you know 5 2s are 10. So it is also divisible, right? So 3 and 7 are the second pair. Next one, I have taken 7 and 13. I have taken 7 and 13. So 7 is a prime number, 13 is also a prime number. Add it and see, you are getting the answer 20. You are getting the answer 20. 20 divided by 5, it is divisible, right? Because 5 4s are 20. So it is divisible. When you divide 20 by 5, you will get the remainder as 0. So we can write the third pair as 7 and 13. Okay, the next I have written 17 and 3. 17 is a prime number and 3 is also a prime number. Add and see. 17 plus 3, you are getting the answer 20. You are getting the answer 20. So 20 is also divisible by 5. So what are the 4 pairs I have taken? 2 and 3, 3 and 7, 7 and 13 and 17 and 3. You can write any pair. Okay, any pair of prime numbers. You can write any pair of prime numbers, but when you add the two numbers, that answer should be divisible by 5. This is, I have taken this pair. You can take any prime numbers and you add and see, and you will be getting one answer, right? So if that answer is divisible by 5, you can write that pair. Okay, for exam you can write your own answers. Only you want to satisfy this condition. What is the condition? That number should be less than 20. That number should be it should be a prime number, and also it should be less than 20. And when you add that two numbers, the answer should be divisible by 5. Only this condition you have to satisfy. Now let's see the next problem. Next problem. So before going to the problem, let's see the divisibility. The next topic is you want to check whether it is a divisibility rule. You want to check it. Okay, so easy method of finding the divisibility. How you will find whether it is divisible or not? You want to divide and see, right? If I am giving a number 20, okay, whether I am asking check whether 20 is divisible by 2, what you will do? You will take a piece of paper, you will write 20 divided by 2. Then you will say the table and you will divide and see. And when you get the remainder 0, you will say yes ma'am, 20 is divisible by 2. So you don't want to do that division. There are some rules. You can follow that rules, and easily on seeing the number itself you can say whether it is divisible by 2 or not. Okay, so let's start this. New topic. Okay. Test for divisibility of numbers. So you are going to study some rules. Okay. Some for example, divisibility by 10, divisibility by 2, divisibility by 5, etc. You are going to learn. A divisibility rule is a way of determining whether a given number is divisible by a fixed divisor without performing the actual division and by just examining its digit. What I said, right? If I give a number 20, for example, I am giving a number 20 and I am asking check whether 20 is divisible by 2. So what you will do? You will do the actual division, right? You will take a piece of paper and you will divide and see. So without doing that division, we can easily find out whether it is divisible by 2 or not. There are some rules. Okay, so let's see the first one for 10, divisibility by 10. Now first we are going to see the rule for 10. A number is divisible by 10 if it has 0 as its ones place. So in a number, ones place, you have ones, tens, hundred, right? Like you have the place value. So in a number, in the ones place, if you have 0, in the ones place, if you have 0, then we can say that that number is divisible by 10. Okay, so understood. One more time I'll explain. Take a number and in the ones place you are having 0. In the ones place if you are having 0, then you can say that that number is divisible by 10. So if you want you can check it. I am giving a number 250. I am giving a number 250. Now you want to check it whether it is divisible or not. So write 250 divide by 10. You will get 10 2s are 20, 2, 0, then 5 minus 0, 5. Then you will bring the next 0 down. So you are getting the answer 25. You are getting the answer 25, right? You are getting the remainder part at 0. Check it. Take a piece of paper and divide 250 divided by 10. You will get the quotient 25. Quotient you will get 25 and remainder you will get 0. Right? So 250 is divisible by 10. It's correct, right? So you don't want to do that division. You don't want to divide and say the answer. Check it 250. Once this is ones, tens, hundred. So in hundred place you are having 2, in tens place you are having 5, and in ones place you are having 0. So in ones place you are having 0. So we can easily say that 250 is divisible by 10. Next one 369. Whether 369 is divisible by 10? No. Why? In the ones place you are having 9. What is the rule? In the ones place if you are having 0, then we can say that that number is divisible by 10. So here in the ones place you are having 9. So it is not divisible by 10. Okay, understood? If you want, you can check it for some numbers. Check it for 400, check it for 450, check it for 272. Check it whether it is divisible or not. Take a piece of paper and check it, children. Okay, so what is the condition? What is the condition? What is the divisibility rule for 10? In the ones place, you should have 0. In the ones place, you should have 0. Then we can say that number is divisible by 10. Okay, let's see the next rule. Divisibility by 5. What is the second rule? Divisibility by 5. A number is divisible by 5 if it has either 0 or 5 at its ones place. So in the ones place, if you are having 0 or 5, it can be 5 or 0. Then we can say that number is divisible by 5. So now check it, children. 95 is divisible by 5. How can I say without dividing? How can I say 95 is divisible by 5? Because in the ones place I am having 5. What is the divisibility rule for 5? If the ones place, if you have 0 or 5. So if you have, for some numbers you will have in the ones place 0. Some numbers you will have the ones place 5. So here for 95, ones place what is the number? 5. So we can say 95 is divisible by 5. So 800, ones place I am having 0. So I can say 800 is divisible by 5. For 69, in the ones place I am having 9. I don't have 0 and also I don't have 5. So here what is the number in the ones place? 9. So 69 is not divisible by 5. Okay. Now the next rule is for divisibility by 2. Okay. Next is divisibility by 2. A number is divisible by 2 if it has any one of its digits. So in the ones place you should have 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. So we can have in the ones place 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Then we can say that number is divisible by 2. Okay. So for that 10, what should be in the ones place? 0. For the 10, in the ones place, you should have 0. Then we can say that number is divisible by 10. For 5, it can be 0 or 5. So if in the ones place if you have 0, we can say it is divisible by 5, it is divisible by 10, and also it is divisible by 2, because 2 also we have 0 in the ones place, means it is divisible, right? So if you have 5 in the ones place, so we can easily say that if you have in the ones place 5, then it is divisible by 5. Okay, if the ones place you are having 0, we can say it is divisible by 10 or 5 or 2. Okay, 3 also it's a possible. For divisibility rule for 10, ones place should be 0. Then only we can say it is divisible by 10. Okay, for 5, what are the two numbers in the ones place? 0 and 5. So for the 2, how many numbers? It can be 0 in the ones place or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Okay, so 897, whether it is divisible? No, because in the ones place you are having 7. So it is not divisible by 2. And second example, in the ones place you are having 2. 892. So it is divisible by 2. So it is divisible by 2. Understood now, children? So what are the three rules we have learned today? Divisibility by 10, divisibility by 5 and divisibility by 2. For 10, the ones place should be 0. Then we can say it is divisible by 10. And for the 5, the ones place it can be 0 and 5. So we can say it is divisible by 5. For the 2, you should have in the ones place 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. If any one of this number is there in the ones place, we can say that it is divisible by 2. So divisibility of 3 is also given. So what is divisibility by 3? So next one, we have seen first one, divisibility by 10, divisibility by 5, divisibility by 2, and the last one we are going to see in this session, divisibility by 3. So what is divisibility by 3? A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is a multiple of 3. Okay, so we can say that take any number. Here I have taken a 3-digit number. So 3 plus 7 plus 5. You want to add the digits. 3 plus 7 plus 5. So when you add 3 plus 7 plus 5, you are getting the answer 15. Then divide and see 15. 15 whether it is divisible by 3? Yes. 15 is divisible by 3. Then we can say that 375 is also divisible by 3. So divisibility rule for 10, 5 and 2, it is very easy, right? Only by seeing the ones digit you can find out the answer. But for the divisibility by 3, the given number, it can be a 2-digit number or 3-digit or 4 or 5, whatever it may be. You want to add and see the digit. You want to add and see the digit. Here 375. So 3 plus 7 plus 5. 3 plus 7 plus 5. You will get one answer, right? Here we are getting the answer 15. So check it for 15. 15 divided by 3. So whether it is divisible, whether you are getting the remainder 0, yes, you are getting the remainder as 0 because 3 5s are 15. So it is divisible, right? Then we can say that 375 is also divisible by 3. So you check for any number. Maybe you take a 4-digit number and you add and see and you will get one answer, right? Check, divide and see that answer by 3. If you are getting the remainder as 0, then we can say that number is divisible by 3. So today what are the rules we have seen? Divisibility by 10, divisibility by 5, divisibility by 2 and finally 3. Then remaining divisibility rule we will see in the next session, children. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye, children.